Welcome to the second Tempest Storm Shadowverse Meta Snapshot breakdown. In the last 7 days, we've witnessed changes to both the tier list and deck compositions. Most notably, Bloodcraft spiked in popularity. At first, the post-patch meta grew into a resurgence of Vengeance Blood. Then trends in the Bloodcraft class branched into various hybrids of Vengeance Blood, Machina Blood, and Evolve Blood. We have much more to share in our breakdown, but before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel for the latest Tempest Storm news and Shadowverse content. Now, let's begin. The best cards of each Bloodcraft archetype have pooled together into a hybrid Blood archetype. This deck currently ranks as the best in rotation. The deck's matchups are less polarized than both Vengeance Blood and Machina decks in general. Hybrid Blood has great versatility as a mid-range archetype, holding its own against a wide variety of popular decks. While maintaining the Calamity Bringer as an effective counter to Alana Haven, the deck also adopts powerful Evolve synergies, such as copies of Nikar, Warring Thunder, Jafnar, Warring Flame, with one Zeus added as a finisher. An evolved Azazel the Depraved not only activates the vengeance parts of your deck, it also prevents you from taking more than 3 damage at a time for the rest of the match, giving you immunity against OTK lethals by Machina Portal and a degree of protection over buffed Alana followers. Overall, Hybrid Blood's flexibility in teching for the rotation format solidifies its position as the top deck in the tier list. Alana Haven remains a popular archetype, but falls to second place in the Tempest Storm Shadowverse tier list. Despite finding even footing against the new Hybrid Blood deck, its sheer power and well-roundedness push Alana Haven lower in power level. However, the popularity of Bloodcraft has also pressured Alana Haven counters such as Spellboost Rune and Machina Portal. Fewer decks are running Angelic Smite, as players are more concerned with keeping Bloodcraft at bay rather than denying the random Destruction in Black or Alana's Prayer. This incidentally keeps the Havencraft archetype relevant in the meta, now that its game plan is being targeted less. The featured list is by our very own Potwasher, who advanced to Day 2 of Rage Autumn and fell 1 game short of qualifying for Day 2 playoffs. His take on Alana Haven is well-rounded, including more 2-drops and a copy of Angelic Smite to combat 2 prevalent decks on the ladder, Machina decks and the Alana Havencraft Mirror. Spellboost Rune is a new arrival in Tier 1, hovering on the border at the top of Tier 2 in our previous Meta Snapshot. The ascension of this deck was mostly due to its strong performance in the Rage Autumn tournament. The success of this Runecraft archetype can be attributed to its role as a counter to Alana Haven, while going in toe-to-toe with the new Hybrid Blood decks, which comprises a significant percentage of the meta. As the rotation format trends towards slower decks, Spellboost Rune finds itself in an increasingly favorable position. 2 copies of Twinblade Mage has become the standard now, due to being unaffected by Azazel the Depraved's Evolve effect. Players will find the most success with the archetype if they can control early Machina boards. Notable Tier 2 decks to rise in popularity are Machina Rune and Artifact Portal. Machina Rune sits at the top of Tier 2 due to its consistent performance against board-based decks that comprise much of the meta. While it struggles against less interactive decks, like Spellboost Rune and Machina Portal, the rise of Bloodcraft decks gives Machina Rune several targets to win board control from, and finish opponents off with Zealot of Truth and Clark Knowledge Seeker. Artifact Portal sits closely behind Machina Rune due to its massive board clear potential with Accelerated Artifacts and Magna Giant, and had a good showing at Rage Autumn. The deck also has the ability to OTK with Maisha, Hero of Purgation, while having a flexible enough strategy to work around Azazel the Depraved. That being said, Artifact Portal is still a very complicated and technical deck to play, and takes a good amount of practice to play to its full potential. For players looking to prove their skill, this may be the deck for you. We expected the next meta breaker for the rotation format to be Roach Forest, but it remains in Tier 3. The Forestcraft archetype was unable to keep up with the variations of Blood and Machina decks that are applying consistent board pressure throughout the meta. Machina Portal also fell to Tier 2 in this Meta Snapshot, providing one less favorable matchup for Roach Forest to target. In fact, Ambush Sword made better progress than Roach Forest in Tier 3, catching players off guard and sneaking its way higher in the tier list. This leaves Machina Rune to be our featured meta breaker and a counter deck to the current meta. It is the only deck to find a favored matchup against both Hybrid Blood and Alana Haven, while also sporting the best win rate among other Machina decks. The deck remains especially weak to Spellboost Rune and Machina Portal, only only pick up this deck if you're finding less of the newer and former Tier 1 archetypes. In conclusion, the meta shifted more in the week since our first Tempestorm Shadowverse Meta Snapshot than we could have anticipated. Hybrid Blood's access to flexible tech options and win conditions give it many routes to evolve towards in response to further meta shifts. While no Blood decks currently rival the power of pre-patch Vengeance Blood, the rebirth of Bloodcraft and popularity of Alana Haven brought the meta closer to its pre-patch state. There is even the possibility that side games may provide further balance changes towards the end of July, but until then, Bloodcraft reigns supreme. Thank you for watching our Tempestorm Shadowverse Meta Snapshot breakdown. What decks are you playing in the rotation format? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Tempestorm news and Shadowverse content. Thanks for watching.